James McNulty Séamus Mac in Ultaigh was an activist for Irish independence and served as the commandant of the Doe Battalion of the Irish Volunteers during the 1916 Easter Rising in County Donegal, Ireland, and was a stonemason by trade. Early life. James McNulty was born on 1 January 1890 in Feemore, Creeslough, County Donegal, Ireland. James was one of 7 children born to Patrick McNulty and Catherine Murray. Emigration to the United States and apprenticeship. James McNulty emigrated to the United States in about 1908 to join family members in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He apprenticed as a stonemason with John B. Kelly, Sr., U.S. Olympian and the father of actress Grace Kelly. They often worked together and became lifelong friends. During his time in Philadelphia, James became interested in Irish politics. In March 1914, McNulty joined the Irish Volunteers and was an active member of the Clan Na Gael. He became acquainted with Joseph McGarrity, an important financier for Irish independence, who introduced James to many principal leaders in the cause. Return to Ireland and Easter Rising. At the request of John Devoy, the leader of the Clan Na Gael, and Tom Clark, the architect of the Easter Rising, James returned to Ireland in 1915. While recovering from typhoid fever, he served as a company captain, recruiter, organizer, trainer and the commandant of the Doe Battalion in Donegal County. In February 1916, in an effort to improve morale and attract new recruits to the Volunteers, James, along with IRB member Daniel Kelly, organized a rally at Doe Castle at Sheephaven Bay, near Creeslough. Patrick Pearse, the spokesman of the Rising, was scheduled to attend. However, the planning of the forthcoming events in Dublin prevented him from traveling at the time. 2 months later, on Easter Monday, the 24th of April 1916, during the Easter Rising, contrary to instructions from Owen McNeill, James and Daniel mobilized a group of 33 men in Creeslough and awaited further orders, which never arrived. Due to poor communication and conflicting commands, the group never mobilized. Although similar groups formed throughout the country, the bulk of the fighting was contained within the city limits of Dublin. Continued activism and arrest. McNulty was also a recruiter and member of the local club of the Sinn Féin Ultaigh political party during this time known as the Irish Revolutionary period. Early in 1919, while conducting inspections with the Irish Volunteers, McNulty was shot in the shoulder by Andrew Wilkinson, J.P., and seriously wounded. Wilkinson had refused to admit McNulty and his group into his home or surrender his weapons. James was initially taken to nearby Carrigot and examined by Dr. McCluskey, who ordered for McNulty's immediate transfer to Dublin to have the bullet extracted at the Mater Hospital. He stayed there for an extended amount of time until he was fully recovered. McNulty remained active in the years following the Rising, known as the Irish War of Independence. James' knowledge of construction was instrumental with volunteer attempts to stop the transport of British troops into the region. On the 7th of February 1921, volunteers removed a section of the railway line on the train bridge at Drumacart, Creeslough. A train carrying British troops was derailed and 15 men were injured. James was consequently arrested on the 12th of February 1921 by the Royal Irish Constabulary. He was interned in Derry Prison, Derry Jail, where he remained for the next 2 years and was scheduled for execution. On the 6th of December 1921, the same night as the signing of the Anglo-Irish Treaty, James was one of 14 prisoners involved in a failed escape attempt plotted locally by by the Derry IRA, in which 2 prison guards were killed. In 1923, James was brought to trial and released due to never actually being charged with a crime. Disheartened with the terms of the Anglo-Irish Treaty, James soon departed to the United States with his family. Emigration and death. In October 1924, after his release from Derry jail, James, his wife Anne, whom he married in February 1917, and the family emigrated to the United States and settled in the Chestnut Hill section of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. McNulty established a successful stonemasonry and construction business. Through the 1930s and 1940s, James worked regularly with John B. Kelly, Sr. on several projects in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. Some of the more notable buildings James worked as a stonemason on are the Brynathan Cathedral, the Jefferson Memorial, the Treasury Building and the Pentagon. He and Anne had 7 children. One of their daughters, Kathleen, gained notoriety as one of the refrigerator ladies, the group of 6 female computer programmers who helped to operate the first electronic general-purpose computer, ENIAC, in the 1940s and 1950s in Philadelphia. James returned to Ireland to live in Creeslough following his wife's death in 1966. James McNulty died on 5 February 1977 at the age of 87 in Creeslough, County Donegal, Ireland. At his request, his body was returned to Philadelphia to be buried with his wife.